Next, we will be adding an automation to our tasks database. And the reason why we're adding automation, first to learn a little bit about automations, but there is a practical reason why I'm showing you this. We have introduced projects and tasks that are linked. We have added sub-items here, but what is actually happening here is that when you have a parent task like this one, and you add another sub-item to it, so this is just a subtask here, this subtask is not automatically connected to the same project as the parent task. And we kind of assume, when we add a subtask that it will automatically be connected to the same project as the parent task. But to enable that, you have to create an automation. So let us do this now. We are adding a new automation in our tasks database that will do the following. Subtasks will inherit a project from the parent task. So how do we do this? Here in this set of icons, search for the icon that is for automations. So this lightning bolt, click on it. Now, the first thing that I always recommend that you do is give your automation a name, because if you have multiple automations, it will be useful to know what this automation is actually about. So I will call this one subtask to inherit a project from parent task. So now we have just given the name to our automation. Next, we have to let the system know, is this automation going to be applied on tasks or some other database? So it is applied on tasks, and it's applied on all pages in our tasks. Next, what we have to do is we have to create a trigger. A trigger in this particular case would be when a new subtask is added to the parent task. So basically, a subtask property is edited. So we are adding a trigger by clicking on New Trigger. Then next, we are looking for the property subtasks. So a little bit below here, and then click on this arrow, and then we have to define that not subtask contains, but here click on this arrow and select subtask is edited, and then click on done. So now we have actually added a trigger that says anytime a subtask is edited in the parent item, automation will be triggered. But what will it do? So we have to tell what will happen when the automation is triggered. So we are going to add a new action. In this case here, what we will do is first we will define a variable. A variable we will use here is actually, it will list all the subtasks that are connected to our parent task. So how do we define a variable here? We will define it as a formula. So click here, edit as a formula. Next, click here on trigger page, type dot, and click here on subtask and click on save. This is what our variable here is, because we are actually looking to edit our subtasks anytime a subtask is created. So next, what we have to do is, now that we have defined our variable, we have to add a new action, and we have to select here edit pages in, select the data source, variable 1. So we are editing all our subtasks. And how are we editing them? We are editing a property here. So click on property, and then click on your projects property. And then here, on this little arrow next to select, click on here, click on custom formula. Now that you are here in this empty window for the formula, you have to say how our projects will actually be defined. So our project should be the same as the one from the parent task. And the parent task in this case is actually our trigger page. So we are actually pulling project from our trigger page. So what we have to do is we have to click here on trigger page, type dot, and select projects and click on save. Now this is it. All you have to do is click on enable. Now let us test whether our automation is actually working here. So you remember before when we added a new subtask, if the parent item already had a project linked, the subtask simply didn't get the same project linked. But let us try it now. So now we have added a new subtask, and projects are automatically added, the same project as the parent task. So now you don't have to worry anymore about your subtasks being connected to the same project as your parent task. So this is now added automatically. The same way you can add an automation to pull any other information from the parent item into a subtask. So like we pulled project, you could also pull the assigned person if that is something that you would like. Hope this was clear. If not, just roll a little bit back and go step by step. I'm sure you will be able to create your first automation. And it is actually not the simplest one, but it is something that is very often used and that is very useful. So I hope you will manage to create this one.